kia ora te iwi, e te whānau. Korero. Got the bro who started it all, Nick. So so and after a win from the weekend, it's just good to get it back. That's right, my bro. That's right, my bro. But let's just roll into it. Let's just roll into this game and the stuff we were just talking about. I don't even know where to start, to be honest, bro. I was actually, so when I done my review, had a whole lot of stuff that I was gonna kind of like break down and analyze and blah blah blah. But then I thought, you know what? Fuck it, bro. Let's just enjoy it. Enjoy the win for what it was. Let's just fucking amplify all the good stuff that the crew have done, the boys have done. From Saturday night. Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Yeah, the bros on. Nice. Just so some real just good energy. I said to Tance earlier, it's like as a fan, this is the game we've been waiting for all season, where we just put that performance on them. In a team that's in the top 8, and just do a real number. Just good to see. Just good to see.
Not great just a team in the top 8, bro. Like
that's why the Sealy was in.
He had some sort of tear or something. I don't know what happened, but he was real late.
His hip injury, and so I think they made the call at lunchtime. Webby was saying, 11 o'clock Saturday morning.
Good for Sam Healy.
Like when you see, like we've seen in previous years, when we've lost, like when when SJ got injured, when he broke his ankle, RTS, and we kind of fell off the waka. And it's going to happen with any team. You've got two choices: either you're going to fall off the waka, or you're going to, you're just going to paddle harder. And the boys just stepped up, man. Like there were times when players went off that I didn't even notice they were off. Like you're in class. Marata, when they went off for these spells, even Fish, I was like, bro, you didn't even notice there was no momentum shift. Like,
nope.
Yeah, I think Webby got those interchanges, like his rotations were they were pretty much on point Saturday night. They were really smooth. But like in regards to the game itself, highly entertaining game, both halves. Obviously the second half was the better half, but when you think we beat them 28-0 their second half, and it's just like those tries and those young fellas, Leka, Dimitrik, and Jacob, and just
Healy.
Healy. Tennis Styles.
So you know what's real scary is like Healy's only played a couple of minutes before. Can you hear me? Healy's only played a couple of minutes before this game. He's only played a couple of minutes before this game in that other game where he came on, but he looked real comfortable out there.
Bro. He slotted straight in, bro.
Yeah, he didn't miss a beat. All those dabs he took from dummy half. I mean, I didn't even check the stats, but I'd like to see how many runs he took because he was mean. Even his defense, I know there was a couple there that he made right on the line.
And he didn't shy away.
And when you add up like Laban, Leka, Demi, Tennis Towers, Smith, when you add up their games together, those 5 of them, I doubt they've even cracked 50 games, together. So and you put that out there against a top 8 team, top 8 team, and you smash them like that.
Dimitrik, usually it's an offloading to a half. Good to see him back up. That Fish in his try. That was just like that was a Sean Johnson moment, It was just like
ridiculous.
Holy bro,
Off hands.
That
was Tohu-esque. That was channeling his Tohu.
Yes, I agree, Nick. I was thinking the same thing. It was those were some Tohu hands there. I totally agree.
So does everyone think then? Because stuff was just happening on the field, and I wasn't the one thing that I was not sure about. And you guys can tell me: did Dimitri come on for Clark? Because he was ball playing a couple of times.
Oh shit! Do you know what? I didn't even notice, bro. I didn't even notice.
How did he get the ball? How did he get the ball first? Because that's usually Clark's role. And then when he went off, Clark was on. Then he started doing the smash up the middles. So I don't know if he came on for Clark because everything was happening so quickly. I didn't really stop to think about it. We were just scoring tries, and I didn't really care. But can anyone tell me in the comments?
Yeah,
is that the co-papa? Is that the co-papa? He's because I know from one of the brothers that we interviewed a couple of years ago, Dimitri used to play in the halves.
Oh, yes, you posted that up in our chat today, yeah.
Wow,
when he was younger.
Serious?
When he was younger,
wow.
yeah.
Oh, that's full on, bro. Well, that kind of makes sense, because the way he was,
That's a solid observation, though, bro. But yeah, like I said, I didn't even notice, and I've watched the game 3.5 times, and I'm still like, I'm just blown away on the kick chase, to be honest. Like, I'm like, Metcalf and CHT just put that ball on a dime, and mate, how many? I'm sure 95% of these sets they started deep in near 10, like right in the corner. And by the time my boys got there, they couldn't even, take a step. So our kick chase was just phenomenal, man. And I think that was a huge part of our win, and just being able to, hold them back. And then we get the ball, and bro, we're just marching downfield. Offloads. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. All those offloads.
2023, 24, there was, I myself as a fan was screaming. I was like, bro, like we need to start offloading. And we were predominantly a right side attacking team. Now, mate, they were attacking from everywhere. Left, right, middle. It didn't matter where. There was just someone always running onto that ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I love about us is like we've been growing into this one. We've been growing into this win, right? Because we've been like scraping teams, but like now we've like started to click and put it all together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn,
absolutely, bro.
Dangerous, eh? Especially
nice.
Especially at this part of the season where you think, man, it looks like we were just playing comfortably for those first 12, 30, for those first 10 games, like just grinding it out, and all of a sudden it's just clicked into another gear. And I think, like, you even heard the commentators, even they're like, what the? I don't even think they, Gordon Tallis and on Triple M, a lot of the media.
Well, they're calling what they see.
Yeah.
These guys have watched thousands of games.
Yeah, exactly.
So when they're saying things like this, it's because they've seen thousands of games, and they can, they're seeing a team just be comfortable. I mean, they're playing for each other. I want to be honest, man. Those Sharkies aren't playing for each other. Let's be. I'd love it. I'd love it if there's a Sharkies fan out there that can come in the comments. I've got a couple of questions, but you boys ain't playing for each other, bro. Not like us. Forget it.
I thought it was ironic that we were playing at the Shire, bro, because the Sharks played like hobbits, bro. They didn't want to come out. They were fucking soft, and they were shit house, bro. I mean, we was
bad, bro.
Adam was quiet, bro. I thought he was going to come at us and just.
Did you even notice him on the field? I didn't even notice him on the field. I noticed.
I love him. I love him.
Yeah.
But I saw the Adam that I didn't like in the last couple of years. The stroppy Adam. The that kind of dude.
The ego Adam. Yeah. But even before we kicked off, like they had a shot of him on TV, and he was like. I was like, is this motherfucker nervous? Like he looks nervous. Like he looked a bit, But I'm wondering, were there any shots of him post game, like after the game, like congratulating the boys?
They just weren't, Oh no, I watched the press after the game, and like the Sharkies press conference was like 2.5 minutes. It was short and sharp. Cam McGuinness, like to his credit. He did do a shout out to the Warriors, but him and the coach, they both owned it. They were just like, no, we were just beaten by a better team. They wanted it more, and it was just like, yeah, pretty much, bro.
And Marita, man, like I just want to acknowledge, like, yeah, bro, like he far out. He was dangerous. I mean, that guy. We injured a few of their players. McInnes went off for HR, and knee quarter busted his mouth open. Kale Edel went off for a peak thing. even Mawina Hiroti, what's his name? Katoa just came back and then he got limping around on the field. So
he should have went off, man. He should have went off, man. Like the coach is looking at him, he can't even walk. Yeah. And then he goes and does another run, and then that run is gonna be hurting them for months.
But what about how he kicked the ball? Because he's probably thinking, bro, why are you passing it to me? I can't even run. So the next best thing he could do was kick it.
Hines passed it to him.
Yeah.
Hines. Your halfback. The bro that's supposed to be got his eyes everywhere. Oh man. I would say I haven't watched a lot of Sharkies games. Hines is like he made about 3 or 4 mistakes that led to tries, and I'm not going to go hard on a halfback that doesn't show up. I mean, let's be honest, Sean didn't show up in a lot of games as well, so let's just
bro.
I'm not having a go at him, but bro, he was not a hard, like that second half was shocking.
How intelligent were our boys though when they spotted Katoa with their injury? And I was watching it today. And when they saw that, they took 3 runs down his side consecutively, one after the other. Boom, boom, boom. Just kept going down his side. I was like, clever. Like they just had it together. I remember. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're right, Duns. Just Kelly, because I heard that as well. That AFB was called. I didn't realize it was Fishy was calling out. Yeah, just I don't. Yeah,
you don't want to smoke with Fisher, man.
Yeah, hard out.
No one calls out Fish.
Yeah, no, and it's just like, well, they came back and bit them on the ass. They were, the Sharks just weren't in it, man.
Nah.
Although I will say there was a bit of a moment before came on, or I feel they were making yards on us, and I'm not sure if we were just under fatigue, but even when they were making yards, they were making mistakes, and it's just like, again, for me, that was the pressure of our when we scramble well. The boys scramble really well, and they managed to hold the line. That's sort of stuff, bro. Like I fucking love watching that.
Our defense was top notch, man. There were times where they were getting where they'd break the line, and I'm literally like, oh my god, and then boom, just out of nowhere, they just get cut down. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah. Or they forced a mistake. We stripped the ball, and they're just about to score, or whatever. Like Chance, how many tries did he save? I was like,
I know, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was just
Hamlin Lueli.
Yeah.
Like he's blowing up.
He legit came from the other side of the field and just played at the ball, man. I was just like, look at this guy.
Hamlin Lueli is blowing up for a shoulder.
Yeah.
He should have just dived on. He should have dived on the ball, bro.
Yeah.
It's not going to look good
because he would have scored, bro. He would have scored there.
Yeah. He's a big body.
Is it just me, or is C&K taking it this last month? Well, probably all this season, but man, this last month, man, he's just taken his game to a whole. Like he's
like he wants the Dally M or something.
He's out the gate. Like I'm just like, bro, the energy and the amount of mahi he gets through is huge.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, how is this guy not in the talks to be even fullback of the year? Because you just need to look at his stats. Fantastic.
242 run meters. Yeah. That is nuts. Another massive game.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I'll just second what GT said. GT. I'm a massive Tain Tuopiki fan. I've been calling for him since 2023 when he was in Cup. When I saw him at a Cup game play against Parramatta, he was kicking all the goals, I think, as well. Anyway, I've been a huge fan of his. And I think a lot of other fans as well. I think we look at other small, fast number ones and see how they're doing. But he's not putting in. He's not C&K. He can't make those defensive reads for starters. His defense is not that great. He's not big and strong, and he's not doing the tough carries. What I noticed about us Warriors, we do the tough carries out of a red zone. It's been in our DNA for a couple of years now. Montoya would do them, and then Dallin would do them, and then Rocco would do them. But now you got Rock and Roger, and then you got Dallin as well, and then now you got Capewa, and then you've got Pompey, and then you got C&K, and C&K might actually have 2 hit ups in one set.
Oh yeah, bro. He done it heaps Saturday night. I was just like, holy.
And as much as I love Tane, unless we completely change the way we're playing to suit Tane attributes, I'm good with seeing right now.
Yeah, bro. Fair enough, bro.
I was thinking today too, like, you know, last year as a fan, I was frustrated because we weren't playing good footy a lot of the time. And so a lot of the time I'm like, man, like, you know, let's bleed these young fellas. And I remember, you know, Zion, when Maiu made his debut last year and he was only on there for like 10 minutes or something. And I was thinking today, I was like, you know, with the signing of Kurt Capewell and Fish, has it made we be more comfortable now to be able to start these young players because they've more of, you know, more leadership around them, like with Mitch, Fish, Capewell, you know what I mean? Like, whereas last year they didn't all really had was Mitch, I suppose, and then on top of that you got RTS, Dylan, C&K.
I think Fish coming over. I don't think we can underestimate the impact of a full-time premiership winner.
Yeah.
Who's no nonsense. Like, he's old school, mahi hard, grind.
Yeah. He knows the assignment. He just gets on.
He knows the assignment.
You know,
he's been in that environment, and I'd imagine it'll be very intense come trainings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, heck yeah.
Right? Very intense.
Even Capewell, bro, I was like, far out. This guy, man, he was just, and he was, you know, when
he was working his ass off.
Oh, bro, you even look at the kick chase. He was leading that kick chase. He was in front of Dylan most of the time. I was just like, bro, like, this is on. So it's just all that stuff off the ball that you see, and it's just, it's just really exciting.
Absolutely.
That's another player that I wanted gone as well, as well as CNK. So, you know, they're put my hand up and say I was wrong.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
you know, I was wrong. I was wrong with Capewell. I was wrong when they put him into the centers and we played the Broncos, and I thought that Cobo and whoever else was on that side is going to skin him. He just keeps proving all of us wrong. Well, me wrong, that he's actually a really good part of the team. Not only that though, he doesn't take any crap. So when Iro pushed Laban, sometimes
Kurt come flying in.
Sometimes in the past that's happened and we've done nothing.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
Like, if you do that to Nathan Cleary,
but and
I really hope that Fish injects that into the younger boys, because I don't want the younger boys coming through and being that kind of placid, player.
Or actually, over the last month, bro, there have been times where if opposition are challenging individuals, quite a few of the boys will just step in. Like Clark, like Aaron will
Clark,
step in.
for instance.
Because
he's right in there, bro, and he's lippy and he's mouthy, and
we've been very
Fish gets a bit.
in recent years.
I agree.
Oh yeah. But even Fish likes handing out a bit of shit if he sees mistakes. If the opposition makes mistakes, he'll make them eat shit for it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Come on, man. Like, who wants to hurt Jacob Laban anyway? I mean, bro, he looks like the sweetest kid. Hey, like, I'm like,
he could be your muckle.
Yeah. But you know,
I think there was more frustration.
But I totally agree that when Capewell went in there and like defended his bro, I was like, that's what it's about, man. Because at the end of the day, you've only got each other out on that. But okay, ain't no one else gonna come to you. It's the fella next to you, and every team needs that. And I honestly do agree, Nick, that I think in previous years we've just been fucking too nice. It's like, bro, someone just get in there and.
We're just being too nice. Like, if someone gets like pushed out into touch and the whole team's kind of celebrating, the team's kind of like walked away from that. They haven't gone over to help out the bro that's just got pushed out.
Yeah. Oh, definitely been guilty of that. What I liked on our attack was the intention behind the boys just wanted to rip shit. You know, they just wanted to get stuck in, and like on our defense, there was just some real mongrel in our tackle hunting, bro, and just it's such a good spectacle way. You know, it was kind of like, and one of the other things that I noticed on the review was like the if anyone in the comments was at the game, because I didn't really hear a lot of the Warriors fans. It just like they came through at different times, but for the last month, I think we're the noisiest pricks there, and they're just making noise for the duration of the game. The fans kind of would pipe in once in a while, but like the Sharkies fans were going hard. I thought there was because I seen the Warriors Nation guy, Richie, and he had his crew there. Just wasn't. I was wondering, is it because we can't?
No, Jazz was here. Jazz
guys, or whatever, but they were.
Big ups, Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz was at the game, and he said they were loud, and he was like, man, when he was beating that drum, he was like, you could feel the vibrations in your chest, like they were loud, and they were because
watching it on TV, you couldn't I heard it, but it wasn't like the last month. You can like within the first couple of minutes, the Warriors fans are kicking off, and I mean, it didn't like you couldn't really hear it on the TV. It came through once in a while, but not as it has for the last 5-6 rounds kind of thing.
You know, Fox Sport might have tried to cut the Warriors chance out because we're going pretty well at the moment, you know.
Actually, and you've just reminded me, Tums, they had the bloody island drums there, which I thought was weird. Yeah. And it was that was cool that his whānau done that, but it was like, bro, that's a fucking Warriors thing, bruh. Don't be stealing our ideas, bro. Fucking, but good on his whānau, you know.
It's actually a Cook Island thing.
Yeah, I know. I
don't think we can claim it.
Yeah. Well, you know, for me, it's like right from day one, everyone knows those island drums have always been a part of synonymous with the Warriors.
Synonymous.
You know? And it was like the first time ever.
Have I heard them at the Canberra Stadium as well? I'm pretty sure I've heard them. Oh, no, Amy Park. They did them at Amy Park too, bro.
You know who else plays bloody drums, though, is Melbourne. The Storm do. And I'm
just like, drums.
Yeah, like they wouldn't. But fuck, I'm just like, bro, why do you fellas have drums for? Like, I don't know, make a lightning sound or some shit, but...
or the main didgeridoo.
Yeah. It just cracked me up when it was like, hey... But yeah, it all and didn't he go off injured? He done his pick or whatever it was. It was like, I
was actually glad. I'm sorry. Like I know I should be a decent fan, a decent footy person, but I was actually glad. I was like, we ins now. Like because I rate him, man. He's a dope.
No, he's a beast. He's a beast.
So when he went off, I was like, that's our ins right there. You know, like
Well, as soon as he went off, we scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tries.
Yeah.
5 tries.
Yeah. And they were good tries, bro. And they were entertaining tries. You know, they were just like Liquor scoring beating the winger to the bomb was just like, wow, really?
He just timed it beautifully.
With their offload from, gosh.
Yeah. Luca cutting breaking the line and setting up the metric. I was just like, man, the boys are just in the zone.
And he's got some pace, those fucking young Edgeback Rise, you know, they've got some mad pace, but Laban, I was just like, bro, check you out. Like he was just running with some mean
bro. Yeah.
Oh, you could hear the hit ups too. I was just like, get this fella. I was like, too much.
Yeah, he was making statements.
He's gonna get bigger next year, and then he's gonna get bigger the year after. Because even have a look at Lukey Met, he's gotten bigger than what he was when you first started with us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He's definitely filled out.
19, 21, like far out.
Yeah.
And how fortunate are we that these young guys have signed long-term contracts with us. So, you know, and we spoke about this in our group chat the other day. Now these clubs can't come fishing over here like they used to. You know, in previous years where they just come out and throw out their line and just, you know, reel in, man, all this talent. I mean, far out. Payne Haas came through the Warriors system.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. The amount of players that have come through the Warriors system, we haven't been able to keep them because as our standing as a club, as our pathway system, wasn't up to scratch. And now being able to sign young players on 4-year contracts is so friggin' exciting and something that we haven't been able to do in the past.
Well,
so
speaking of,
you go.
Sorry, bro. Speaking of Payne Haas, did you fellas see the All Blacks playing in Suncorp Saturday night? Fuck, bro. Honestly, those black jerseys, the entire black uniform, yeah, it was, bro. But it was just they looked mean as, but it looked like an All Black team playing league and just carving up the way they, it was almost like, I'm sure that's the fucking All Blacks.
They look like the All Blacks.
Yeah, the way they did. I mean, it was only the Titans, but they carved. But the uniforms and the whole kaupapa behind it, it was just like, actually, that was really cool. Getting a bit sidetracked now, but I did like those jerseys.
So before we went live too, guys, we were talking about Te Maire Martin and his position in the team. And we know that for the last, I don't know, has it been months? Or probably longer that
season
he's been coming off the bench. Now I think that Webby's trying to turn him into like a Dylan Walker kind of role, that utility player. Not turn him into Dylan Walker, but I'll
tell you what, he makes a good hooker or utility hooker. The way he was feeding I just like that he can fill that breach. It's like him and Sam Healy just complemented each other nicely. And Healy's a specialist, so it's like, it was good to have Te Maire and even give Sam a bit of a break, because I thought he was going to play the entire game. So to see Te Maire come in, swap him out, have a bit of a breather.
I think that's the longest minutes Te Maire's probably played this year. I think he played an average of 30. I'm sure it was 33 minutes or something like that he played. And I'm glad, like I want all our boys to be included, and I love TMM. I advocate for him. I think he's, I just don't think he got to reach his potential because of his injury. But I'd love to keep him at the club if possible. But I'm guessing that's why he's on the bench, is because Webby and the club are trying to find a spot for him and a position for him to play somewhere.
But not only that, we're going to get injuries. Like, you can't go the whole season. You can't go the whole season without one of the halves getting something. I don't know, a calf or whatever. Like, it happens in every season. Every team goes through injuries. We've been quite lucky in terms of the halves. Our forwards have been the ones that have been getting the injuries. But let's just say Metcalf's down. Let's just say he's down. We've got Tana Boyd and we've got TMM now. I reckon, going on how Webby goes with his players in terms of like bringing in experience, I reckon he will slot TMM in there instead of Tana Boyd. That's my feeling. He will slot him in.
Yeah,
he likes his experience, Webby. That's one thing I've noticed, even more so last year. He really likes having those experienced players on the field.
Well, you could look at loads of games, but here's a really good example. Instead of bringing in a centre from New South Wales Cup, he's moved Capewell into the centre as an example.
Oh, he's a loyalist. He's definitely a loyalist. He's got those. Yeah, he's got that list of players that he knows that can play those dual roles if they have to. If push comes to shove.
Look,
the
first time he pushed Capewell out to centre, man, I was fucking pulling my hair out. I don't think he had a very good game there. And I actually saw a stat somewhere the other day that, and this is before this game on the weekend, that Kurt Capewell actually, and this is where stats get you. This is where stats don't do the players or the teams any justice, because it actually came up that Kurt Capewell he's the leading player in the comp for missed tackles, and at that point he was 70.
For the season.
Yeah, for the season. But see, and that's what I mean. I don't know how they count missed tackles. I don't know what how they do that, but I was just like, mate, you would never think so. Like, when he's out there, you're just like, where? Because fuck, on Saturday, man, he was killing it. So yeah, I just don't think
Yeah.
stats like that do the players any favors, because I just thought he was fantastic, man. I think that pretty much our whole team had the best game of the season, and I think that was our best start. Even 10 minutes into the game, I was like, yo, this is our best start this season.
Yeah. And congrats to Kurt for making the Queensland squad. I hope he does get game time. I hope he takes the paddock and gets out there and just I'm just wrapped for him. And like I guess Barney would have been proud of the boys, from that game. Yeah. I mean, obviously we're all thinking, fuck, they got big boots to fill, but the boys just turned it on in a way that was just like even Barney would have been proud as, to see the boys go out there and rip shit and just tilt to the Sharks, it's like, fuck.
I'm just going to answer Waz HQ. Do you reckon resting a few players against Penrith, or would that be a bad idea? So what, they're around 16, so they're after the Broncos. Would I rest any players? No. Because
not happening.
Yeah, no, Penrith, whether or not they're coming wherever they are on the ladder, 12th, fucking 11th.
It's just another team.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you can't throw disrespect on Penrith, man. They've won 4 premierships in a row, whether or not they're playing like mud this season. And you just can't count them out.
Yeah.
It's another game. We're going to go put our full strength out there.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting. Fish up against them. We just saw last night, Luai up against Cleary.
That was a good battle. I thought Tigers was going to win.
I thought the Tigers went. I thought the Tigers went really well, man. There for a minute, I just think they got a couple of lucky calls go their way, but anyway, yeah.
There was some big score lines in the weekend, eh? Some teams got flogged. I was just like, holy.
I'm just glad we were one of the teams that were doing the flogging.
They're doing the flogging.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but like there's a distinct difference between the top 4 and everyone else is just kind of just chasing at the moment.
There is, man. Like some teams have really fallen off. Like I don't turn this into a throw shade at other teams kind of podcast, but man, the Sharks at the beginning of the season were like top 4 contenders.
Yeah,
Manly at the beginning of the season were top 4 contenders. Even the Titans were having some pretty good wins.
And it was just so after this bye, I think we're like 4 games. And also, this is, you got to remember, this is the Raiders' first bye.
That's nuts. That's not even.
Nuts.
That's nuts.
They even. So you think about Bulldogs and Storm, and actually, I think the Storm have got their 3rd one this weekend as well because of Origin. So,
wow.
You take that into account. Melbourne probably wouldn't even be in that top 4 if they, because they've pretty much already got their 6 points from byes. So. Crazy to think that the Raiders haven't even had one. So,
if Raiders start getting some more injuries, they're going to start blaming the fact that they've been on the road for 14 weeks. Round 14 was last week, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's harsh. That's a big.
That's not even funny, man. That's not even funny.
That's a big call, man.
But they're looking at the moment like top 2.
Yep.
They're looking like a top 2 side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a fair call.
I touch wood. I don't think the top 4 is going to change that much. To be honest, I can't see the top 4 being altered that much.
Yeah,
and I think because I think we're safe because we're on 22, so we'll be on 24.
Well, you don't think the Dragons might sneak in there?
I think the Roosters might.
Top 4.
No, the Dragons.
Rabbitohs, Roosters, I think they could sneak in. There's so many teams that are just so shit to watch, man. Night.
Are you talking about sneak into the 8 or sneak into the 4?
No, sneak into the 8.
Oh yeah.
No. The top 4's restricted. The top 4's restricted, bro. Those ones in the 4 now, they're going to stay in the 4, and I'm pretty sure about that, eh?
Yeah. Actually, sorry, before I forget, I'll do our predictions, and I've made sure and I've double checked, triple checked. It's the Sharks predictions for make sure I didn't stuff it up. But
let's go.
Yeah, so from the weekend gone, top to bottom, and there was a few predictions. 5 stars said 34-12 was, so you got the 12 right. Andrew said 30-26. Kyle, the bro Kyle, said 22-20. He called a close one. Tans, you said 26-18. I said 20-14. even lower. Rangatira said 26-18. Miz 30-26. Jacko 18-14. Zach, I fucking love your scores, bro. 78-12. Tahi said 2018. Yeah. Kelly said 38-12. Jazz 28-20. Polder, the bro Polder said 2016. His Mrs. Sonia said 38-10. And
oh,
Kyra,
she's the winner.
Yeah, Kyra said 12-16. So first place actually went to Kelly because she said 38-12. So she got the 12 right, and she was only up by 2 with the boys winning. So Kelly was first, and then Son said 38-10. Third place was 5-star with 34-12. And fourth, and I chucked the fourth in there because I love his fucking scores. Zach said 78-12. He got the 12 right, and he got half of the 40, half of the 78. So, but yeah, those were our predictions from last week. Mean scores. The rest of us, we're still all
Can we just have a look at the future, eh? Because after our bye, we've got Panthers at home.
Yeah.
Then we go back to Suncorp for the Broncos.
Yeah.
And then we come back for the Tigers.
Yeah. Oh, then we got a bye after the Broncos, and then I think it's the Tigers.
Do we have a bye after the Broncos?
Yeah, round
so
18.
15,
Round 18's
16, 17, and then another bye round 18.
Yeah. But if we have a look at our run, we got the Tigers. Look, there's no easy team in the NRL. Like anyone can beat anybody on their day.
Yeah.
We got the Tigers, we got the Knights, we got the Titans, we got the Dolphins, and then we got the Bulldogs away. And then the last 4 games are the Dragons, the Titans again, the Eels.
Oh wow!
And then we got Manly. We got Manly in Manly. Man, we're going like this. We're going like this backwards and forwards to Australia. So we'll go Bulldogs away, then Dragons come to us. We go to the Titans, then we come back for the Eels, and then we go away again for Manly.
Damn!
Well, that's a nice good run.
That's a nice
That's
run.
not bad. That's not bad, bro.
Again, anyone can beat anyone on their day. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not playing Melbourne. We're not playing Canberra again. Obviously, you played them twice and lost twice. So we've got a nice little run to the end.
Technically speaking, bro, we could end up playing Canberra one more time come the finals. Pending on how the ladder kind of filters down, eh? So yeah.
Well,
one more shot at those clowns.
If some of those teams at the end of that last 4 are not even in the 8, they might not even show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've seen that before.
Yeah.
Teams don't even show up, like still pissed from the night before.
I reckon
there's a few teams in the bottom 8 that are
man. What's going on with the Titans, man?
Your head like far out, man.
What's happened to the Titans, man? Titans are looking at wooden spoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happened to the Knights?
I kind of feel for those teams though, because I'm like, bro, yous are so fucking bad that I don't even want to pay my subscription to
speaking of
bad.
I want my money back.
Yeah, speaking of bad, you just reminded me, Tans, the Knights game. So, and I can't even remember who thrashed them, but the Knights won, but halftime their bloody fans booed them off. And then they won and they cheered for them, and I was like, you know what? I can't even think of a time when Warriors fans done that ever.
No.
Even their thrashing, even their thrashing we got against the Storm. Yeah, no fans kind of like just fucking stuck it to them like that, and I just thought that's fucking despicable, man. Doing that to your team and then cheering for them when they win. It's like, no, fuck you, lot. That's fucking. I didn't like that.
They should do that every game. They should do that every game, bro.
I mean,
every game.
Yeah, that was pretty. Even I was like, whoa, man, like far out. You must feel like a shit guy walking off the field, and you're getting. And I feel for them because I'm like, bro, like you know.
They got good players.
You know, some seasons it's just like that. You know, like
you
can. You know, like Jazz Tavanga said, you know, you can have a mean training, you know, but you can be training fit, but you know, game fit's totally different. So, you know, and it happens with the best teams. I mean, man, we've had some off games actually we haven't.
Yeah.
Melbourne and Canberra, I think, were the only two that
over the years.
It's like I can't even think of anytime when the Warriors fans have actually turned, we might not be happy and we'll give the boys shit, whatever, but the way that the Knights fans, I just thought that was pretty fucking out there. I've never liked that sort of stuff because, like for me, it's like as a fan, cheer for those boys, even if we get fucking pumped. It's just like, mate, just wasn't our day.
But you're probably one of the most loyal fans I know, Neil. You're always like 100% like.
Oh mate,
back.
Yeah, but we've had years of shit as well.
I'm a real fucking. I'm like, oh yeah, but as Jose said, he's not. But yeah, I remember Jose saying in a chat, fuck, it's how blessed are we as Warriors fans to be a part of this this law crew now, or this kaupapa that they're on, and moving forward, and how lucky are we to be a part of this train road. So, it's awesome to kick back and watch a like I appreciate nothing more than watching a fucking great game of footy. I love it.
Oh yeah,
especially when it's my team too, because other teams, I don't really care. Like I don't, but when it's my boys, when it's the Warriors, that's when I'm all in. My emotions are there. I'm there. So it's just great time to be a Warriors fan, and I just really acknowledge the boys for their hard mahi and and just like our young fellas, like I'm just like
I was about to say,
like I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure I was catching flies because I was sitting there with my mouth wide open, like what the fuck is like, is anyone saying what I'm saying? Because like everything.
I think as fans, we see the future, whereas other fans will watch our game and just see a couple of guys having a good game.
Yeah.
Like, they don't get it. Like I'll watch Tigers, I'll watch the Knights. I know a couple of players, but I don't know the guys coming in from Cup, and I don't really care. So it's the same. It's the same this way around. Man, our future's looking crazy, Fano. Like you look down in those teams, it's looking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you look at them now, and even look, you still got, I forget his name, the young, look at our Jersey Flegg. Was it Jersey Flegg or Harold Matts? Jersey Flegg. 2 premierships in a row. We've got, and we talked about this quickly on our group chat. We've got 5 teams now in our Warriors system.
Nuts.
You think, and this is just since COVID. Like what? Look at and. I've been a fan 30 years. And I'm like, these guys, we haven't won a premiership. But, mate, when I sat down the other day and I was thinking about it, I was like, far out. We have accomplished huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huge things.
Yeah. And what's real interesting is, like, players are sticking around.
Yeah.
So,
that's right, bro.
Moala Graham Taufa, he signed away. And my UU. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if anyone else is. Oh, and he's utility. He was in Cup. What was his name? Pakiafala. Plays in halves. Can't remember his name. Anyway, he signed away as well.
Luke Henson?
Other than that, no, not Luke Henson. He's still playing. It's the other dude. Can't remember his name. Bishop Neal. Yeah, Bishop Neal might leapfrog into the team next year. Yep. Anyway, what I'm basically getting at is like not many of them have signed off to go off to, normally they'll Storm or they've gone off to flipping someone else. So obviously they're knocking on the door, but they're saying, nah, I'm sweet.
It just shows that like from the top down, like we've got a great bunch of people in the office as well that see. Like I think in the past we've been guilty of, I don't know, like just not forward thinking or, not thinking about the future progress of a team. And now we've got all these that, business heads, clever businessmen in there that are not just about business, but they love the Warriors as well. And they love rugby league and they're just making it work. And man, I take my hat off to them because.
They've definitely got the balance right. Finally, it's kind of like because for years it's not an exaggeration to say that when things weren't good from the top down, the way that it would affect the team, the players, management, guys coming and going, it was just a really unsettled club. Whereas the last, they're like getting Webby to come over, and what he's instilled, but just like you're saying, Tons, like those junior teams, or I can't really call them junior teams, but the lower grade teams are just shining, and it's just like they've all got a purpose, to aim for the top team and be in that top team, and but it's from every grade, and it's just like, mate, we're in a really, really good place, and for years we weren't for a long time, we were toing and froing, the dramas in the fucking boardroom or whatever. All that bullshit would flow into how we were performing, how the boys were performing. But from a management boardroom point of view, it's all settled down now, and the entire club's got a real purpose to it, and it's
and the boys can just get on and play footy now. And I just, I just think when I look back at Saturday's game, I was like, bro, look at them. They're just having fun out there.
Yeah. Yeah, heck yeah.
No,
did you see the Liquor interview after the game?
Oh
my goodness. He's and I mean, no disrespect, but he was fresh, bro. He's fresh.
I know. I'm like, bro, leave the young fella alone. He was shy.
Yeah. And he was kind of like, so Chook's asking him a question and he's answering with something else, and it was just like, is this guy even paying attention?
Yeah, no, I don't think he
was. But
was.
It was hilarious it was cracker. It was just like, and again,
I don't think they'll be getting him again.
Nah, I think they're gonna do a little bit of training with him, but it was hilarious, and he was just in a good. Like the boys were walking past him, slapping his head and shit, and it was just like, mate, that was one of the best player interviews I'd seen for a long time.
I mean, even CHT, when he scored his next try and he's just pulling a face, I was like, he's just out there playing like they're playing with their bros, which they are, but they're just like, and that's what's great, is you can go out there and have fun and win a big game like that.
Yeah.
And they, in some moments there, they actually made it look easy. In some parts of that game, it just looked like they were just.
It was easy.
Yeah,
it was easy.
It looked to me, the fish straight through the front door was like they just.
It was
out,
It was one of those games.
It just seemed far too easy. I don't want our boys to, and I think our boys are grounded enough anyway, and they've got enough experience around them to know that that's not always going to be the case. But man, I say take this win and roll with it and fucking pat yourselves on the back, because I thought they were dope, and I will be watching the replay again. Sure.
Just on GT's comment, let's get this premiership win before the next NZ team comes into the NRL. I think one. I don't think it's going to happen for a long time, but yes, I do want us to get one premiership before any other team comes into the competition. But just having a look at what the other code have done, Moana have done in Auckland, right? They've got like two teams in Auckland now with Moana Pacifica. I wouldn't mind another Auckland team to come in, but then again, I'm like, I think I prefer to go to the South Island. Yeah. Just so we can split the fan bases. You got one down there and one up here.
Yeah.
Now I know you that are probably living closer towards Wellington might disagree.
Oh no, I've always thought that like Christchurch, Canterbury, but it's just a stronghold, in like Canterbury Rugby League, and not that I know it because I don't, but traditionally the Canterbury teams that would travel and play Auckland and even in the early 90s, they were always competitive, man. And they'd win competitions, so they were, for me, but that's just me, if they're going to go south, then definitely the South Island.
Yeah.
So our next home game is going to be a sellout, I bet you. Can you imagine?
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Can you imagine the vibe and the noise?
Sold out already.
And the noise at the next home game, far out. I reckon these last, they're going to be sellouts.
The run to the end is going to be sellout every single week.
Yeah, absolutely. Just at WAS HQ, sorry, Tons. I reckon Bulldogs and Gaskell need to be investigated. They are signing every player. Are you saying they're the new Roosters, bro? Because the Roosters are guilty of that shit and Damien's what was Damien saying? The celery sombrero. You reckon that's the doggies now? I mean,
what I also liked was at halftime, you know, and you see in the sheds old Webby with his iPad out talking to Luke Metcalf. And I was just like, look at this guy, like halftime, and he's just like showing him, you know, like what he's seeing from up in the box, like this is what you got to, you know, hit here, hit there. And I was like, look at these guys, man, they're just in there, like doing their mahi, you know, even at halftime, it's all about sit down, have a drink of water. It's like, yeah, look, focus, you know, and I was just like, and it's just those little tiny things to me that are just like, man, that's, you know, just do the work and get the treats.
Yeah, I doubt. Yeah, Dominic, Christchurch might be a bit cold, but they've got a brand new stadium that's going to have a closed roof now.
Yeah, I reckon.
So, and I think the fan base down there would probably welcome a second NRL team. Whether it happens or not, that's probably going to be ages away. But yeah, I would prefer it. Even though I would love for Auckland to have a second one, I think I would slightly move towards the Christchurch proposal.
I'll tell you what, bro. If there was like a second NRL team that came from Wellington, was based in Wellington, I would struggle, bro, because you know Wellington was my home for a long time, and I love the place, but I'm a loyalist, so I wouldn't be able to do it. You know? Yeah.
I could never. If they brought out a Wellington team, man, I'd move. I'd be like, fuck that, mate. I'm a Warriors. You know, like Warriors is it for me, mate. I ain't switching allegiances for nobody.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many people might join their local team.
It would be tempting because having an NRL franchise in Wellington,
local talent. The Dolphins already were a team.
Their fucking fan base grew really quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know, it's like they signed fans as well. It's like, bro, did you just go there sign players and fans, or did you put like fucking flyers in people's mailboxes? Because
well,
when they started,
the big difference with them is they were already a team, weren't they? They were already in the cup. They were already a Queensland team.
Yeah, and the Dolphins have like a 75-year history in Queensland.
Really?
So and I remember back in the I think it was like back in the Super League days, there was a Dolphins team that was meant to have come out, but it didn't. It folded.
Was that them?
Yeah. Well, the name of but yeah, because they printed jerseys and shit like that, and it just and it was Gonskis. So
do you know what I learned on the weekend, guys?
What's that?
Now tell me. I don't know if the commentator just said this, but you know when Cam McGuinness got took that fall and Mata to
he tried to
I heard the commentator say, "Oh yeah, he's giving McInnes the standing 8 count." Is that actually a thing? Do the players get a standing 8 count?
Nah. This is colourful commentary.
Like, what?
Yeah, colourful commentary. He shouldn't get a standing 8 count. He should just get told
to
leave the field.
I was like, man, like, is he for real? I was like, do they get? I just thought they like watch my finger. How many?
Yeah.
No. Oh, that's good to know because I thought.
Yeah.
And he came back on.
Yeah. And I'm like, bro, he was toast. As soon as his face hit his shoulder, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's gone, bro. Man.
I agree, Andrew. That was the best game I've seen. Actually, I think the other game that I can compare that one to was the semi-final, the Knights in 23. The Knights vs Warriors semi-final. I think that's the closest game I can find to how we played on Saturday.
It's pretty close, actually. If you go back to 2023, when we played the Sharks at home, we won 44.
Shit, did we?
That was round 20. Yeah,
it was. Good memory. I'm going to go and watch.
I was at the game because I was interviewing guys.
Oh, sure.
And we smashed them. The Warrior Holic was there. The big ups to Warrior Holic. Big ups to the bro on the drum from Warrior Nation. He flew over for it because we were deep into the season. We were definitely in the 8, and it was just hype days then. It was just hype days. Yeah, 44. Go look it up. 44, round 20. Have a look at that game. We just demolished them. I remember our completion rate was something ridiculous. Like we only missed like one completion.
See, and another thing that Andrew, like completion rate for Saturday was 92%, man. And when it comes when it comes to stats, like I said before, sometimes they don't do there's some stats that I don't think does the game any justice. And for me, the only two stats I like to look at is the completion rate and the defense, the tackle efficiency. So finishing a game on 92% completion, man, far out. That's huge. Kia ora, Jose. How are you, bro?
Kia ora, Jose. On that, shout out to the Warriorholic. Warriorholic shared some stats about the teams, and our run meters was 200 up, but everything else was kind of the same. Like they had more possession than us. They were kind of the same. And this is one of those games where if you looked at the stats and try and guess the score, you might have said probably like a 28-18 or a 22-14 win to the Warriors. But the stats don't tell you that it was a massive score, 40 points.
Just shows how busy we were with the ball, though. Like, and we just, like we made every set count. And when you can do that in a footy game, and like I just think Weeby's changed his whole attacking strategy compared to like the last 2 years that we've seen. Like, and I just mentioned this before, the offloads, like, bro, like Jimmy's just got the main offloads. Like everyone's doing them. Aaron, it's like he's just given them a free pass, I think, to make sure they stick to their processes, but also not trying to coach that
razzle dazzle
cuff, or just like a few eyes up kind of thing.
Yep, because if you've watched the games 3 times now, you'll see Dimitrik in particular going into contact, and he's been doing a few games now and turning.
And there were a few 50-50s with those offloads. Even Saturday night, but the bulk of them were just gems. It was just gold, and the flow on effect, us scoring tries off them was just like, oh my goodness. Sorry, I was going to comment before Andrew asking about the best performance. I think as a fan, that's the game we've been waiting for all season. Just we've all known that it's there, it's coming, surely it's coming, and then
surely it's coming.
Do it, and it's just like that was just beautiful, fucking beautiful.
I can't believe no neighbours rung noise control on me. I was just absolutely nuts. Like, and then at full time, my boys rang. We were on a group chat, all 3 of us, and there weren't even words when we all answered. It was just like we just all were like,
wow.
Like it wasn't like we didn't even. It was just like we were just laughing, and like that was just cracking up because I was not expecting that. But you watch the Sharks kick chase. It was shit compared to ours. Like honestly,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I said before about playing for each other. They're not playing for each other.
Yeah, man.
You can tell.
And just every set making the meters count, the carries count, like doing it with fucking purpose and with passion. And mate, it just showed. Like it just showed, and it showed in the points. Showed, I just that was awesome. I'm going to watch that game again.
Go back and watch round 20.
Yeah.
Warriors Sharks. It was a 44-12 ass whipping.
Nice.
And you'll remember it. You'll remember the game as soon as you put it on. And we even did a Monday night Korero, obviously, about it. But that's what last night's game kind of reminded me of. But this one was way better.
Just what Miz was saying about penalties. And again, this is the strategic side of Webby, and like obviously saw that for whatever reason we're giving away dumb penalties, and so went away, worked on it, and has instilled it in the boys about if we can, because they obviously have their own processes, but if we can eliminate the mistakes, if we can cancel out the ref and just get on with how we want to play the game, there's no surprise that we are the lowest in regards to penalties, and it's just like it's just encouraging, because that's the stuff, that's the DNA stuff that's going to carry the boys. This is one, what makes us a unit, but 2, pushes us. Well, we're in the top 4, but pushing us closer and closer to making that final, making a GF, and it's just like it's just paying off. It's paying off big time.
I think that's a solid point too, Leo, about taking the ref out of the game, because we've been, we know as Warriors fans that we've had some really harsh calls in the past go against us, and I think that's what we're doing. And you heard the commentators say on Saturday, man, they're just so disciplined. Like we've got the least penalties, I think, in the comp as well, and it shows. We're not doing stupid shit. Sometimes we get caught out, but not in comparison to like I remember Walker in one game, I think he got fucking 4 penalties consecutive, like back to back, and like we're just not doing stupid shit like that. I think, and we just
ironed it out.
And I think, also being a team, because, like I think we've had harsh calls go against us, and I think the boys have, the club knows that, so they're just like, mate, we need to be better. We do. The Warriors have to be better at everything in regards in comparison to other teams, because we have had a lot of shitty calls go against us. So, and the disciplines just showed through this year.
I was going to say, just in regards to that post about Jacko. So Jacko's been hit with a grade 1 dangerous contact charge, which is like, and even on review. And if anyone in the comments saw it, it was kind of like, wow, really? So he's facing a $1,000 fine with an early guilty plea, or a $1,500 fine if it goes to the judiciary and he loses. Part of me feels like, bro, pay the $1,500 and tell him get fucked. It's just like, stick it up your ass, you freaking.
Can I just say,
it was like, I didn't even see it on review, and I was just mate, that pissed me off.
And I've watched the games 3 times, and then Ty chucked up that highlight reel in our group chat. I watched it, and then I had to go back after he shared that, and then I went back, and I'm like, weird. Like I still didn't see it, because that's obviously when, because just after, I'm assuming it was just then that it happened around the time where Jackson Ford went down, and we were concerned he might have had HIA. Was it around that time?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I'm totally lost, guys. I'm like, when?
No, I missed it. I completely missed it. And I was just like, but it pissed me off, because it was kind of like, mate, these clowns are just trying to take the shine off a good win.
Yeah, take the joy out of it.
Yeah, and it's just like,
solid, man. What about that kick chase he done on? He just came from nowhere. I was like, look at this guy. He just like, like a drop. Coming from absolutely nowhere. And the Laban tackle on I can't even remember who it was, but the Laban tackle off his line.
The Pompey tackle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was nice. But
League Lounge with Sean Johnson, 8 p.m. to 8:30.
When? I think it's on Sky. Wednesday night, Is it Wednesday, Tahi? I'm sure it's Wednesday, Can you let me know?
Yeah, bro needs his own show. He's kind of.
I'm gonna love that.
I watched the Fox Sports stream over here, and he's outshining everyone in that studio. They might actually kick him off, because he's just.
He's too good.
I would. If I was Cooper Cronk, I'd kick him off, because he's outshining everybody, and it's really obvious.
I think likes him though. They've got a bit of chemistry, but it's obviously Shawnee's just outshining all of them. And
he's outshining them,
but
he's like
knowledgeable.
But he's got a personality.
Thank you. Yeah.
All of them are like fucking probably
very robotic.
Yeah, and they probably read off scripts, whereas he's just like, and I can't wait for his show to start. If it's a show where he's dissecting plays and shit that we can actually learn from and see from a player's perspective, then I can't wait, mate. Yes, so hey Whānau, what's the
What's the go? Kate Wah and him hitting holes. It came up on Ruin Hammer and Sharks podcast. Hopefully not something bad.
Hitting holes?
Okay.
What's the girls? Kate Wah and him hitting holes?
Don't know.
Can you elaborate, please?
Are you talking about edge back rows hitting holes, like what Marata does, like what Britain Nikora is probably the best in the comp at doing? He had a quiet game too, man. That fella had a quiet game too. Like they all had quiet games.
He got smashed up,
You got a
someone slapped him in the face with a tennis racket. He was just done.
And you can't blame the fact that Muli Talo's out. Like They should be able to do a job. But man, he was quiet. AFB quiet.
Yeah.
Talakai was on the field, wasn't he?
I thought actually Talakai and Braden Hamlin-Uele were their best players.
Yeah.
To be honest, I thought when Sefa came on, I just thought, man, and you saw it. You saw the impact he brought off the bench. I mean, Hamlin-Uele, I think they were definitely. But Adam, bruh, where were you, cuz? Like,
I can't remember if I asked this. Sorry, but so I'm just going to put everyone on the spot. You fellas in the comments as well. But who was your man of the match and why?
Take your pick. I won't be angry. I won't be angry with any of it.
Because I was trying to think about it, and it's just like from Saturday night's game. Like for me, I'm leaning more towards those young forwards. So it's either Licker, Dimitrik, or Jacob. Just because they brought the fire, they were on fire Saturday night. They had and they just went about their business, And like you're saying earlier, times they were just having fun. They were having a good time.
Yeah, like you look at Vaimunga when he like I'm just like, bro, look at that, man. Like, and I just to be given the opportunity to play, and fuck yeah, man. I'm still thinking about it now. Like, that was just such a fun, cool game to watch, man. And I think we'll see more of them too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I don't want to get ahead of myself and jinx the boys, but. Yeah, I'm with you, Nick. I can't choose one player, and I agree with you, Dale. I think if like I've got to go with our three forwards. Leka, Vaimunga, and Laban. I thought Laban started fantastic, man. He blew me away in the first 10 minutes. I think the run that he did, got us that that main field, that position on the field, and then and then Lukey just put up that bomb to DWZ, and I was just like, that's mad.
But even our kicking, even our bombs were just like fantastic. The variety, I was just like,
conversion. Yeah. I wasn't sitting there like this. I was like, oh yeah, man, he done fantastic at and it's good. I love it when players, because I can be quite a salty fan. I'm like, this fella, but so I love it when players have great games, because it
absolutely.
Like hypes them up and blows up their tires. So I'm really happy for them. I thought, fuck, their kicking was awesome. CHT and Luke Calves, man.
I think for me, I'm gonna have to go Licker, but mainly because of the interview right at the end. That was just pure gold.
Well, it looked like a baby. I was like, bro, you look like you're straight out of bloody high school. Well, he pretty much is actually.
Yeah.
I'll have to go Dimitrik. Those silky hands of the assist. Offload and a try.
Yeah.
Stevie Boy, I think CNK was again fantastic. Like, but it was a solid team performance. I said, Aaron Clark for the past 6, 7, how many weeks? You go online and he's been in Clarkie's column, team of the week, bloke.
He hardly has an off game, Aaron Clark.
And in consecutive 6 weeks, but he didn't outshine anybody on Saturday. Everyone just held their own and played amazing. And I'd love
for him to get a just one meat pie. Not that's going to change anything about him, because I don't care if he gets 0 meat pies for the rest of his life. But the fact that what he does with that ball, is just crazy. And the positions he can get us into. I think your mate said it as well the other week, Real. He's the player that we want a Jazz to be.
Yeah, very much so. Bro, the amount of times he runs at players and lands in a way that he gets the quick play, it's just like, it's freakish, bro. And he's been doing it every single weekend. It's like, it's no fluke, bro. He's just a footy nuts.
Every carry is with the same intensity. Like he doesn't, like it's always done with intent and aggression
and violence.
It's not and he doesn't go sideways. It's just straight up the gut.
Yeah, and he was bumping guys off Saturday night. Yeah, it's just like, mate, this guy.
I wish I could be a fly on the wall in the especially in the teams. Because I'm like, wow, what has, what's been said, or, because mentally, I think more than anything, it's a mental thing. And I just think they look really well balanced with experience and with youth.
I think they're well drilled.
Yeah, well drilled, well disciplined, and they've just put it all together.
If you notice where we run, we're always attacking behind the ruck.
Always.
We're always going behind there.
Yeah.
So Clark might get it as first receiver, then he'll run back in behind the ruck again. Yeah.
Yep.
And Lecker does it as well.
Yeah, bro. And like I was gonna say, bro, I think one of the big assignments for the Warriors leading into this season was definitely the tightening up the defense. Because last year, and even at times in 2023, the amount of soft tries we were giving away, the boys have definitely. One of the big assignments is absolutely just tough on their lineup, put a bit of steel in their line, and because the attacking side of it's always, part of me believes it's always been there. Just Webby's been real kind of almost just like sprinkling it, just bits and pieces throughout the season. It was just Saturday night was the first time he's just kind of opened the gates and said, "Fucking go hard, boys,"
Yeah,
but the defense is just fucking bangers. I love it. Sorry, Tons.
Yeah, because to be honest, I was like, shit, like I rate Britain equal to, and I rate teams.
Yeah,
I was like, I really rate them, and I thought, oh shit, man, they're gonna have a hard time because Britain. I mean, mate, he's one of, he's one of the best edge back rowers,
and he's been around a while.
Running and I mean,
whole runner.
So I thought, they'd have a bit of a problem containing him, but bro, you wouldn't even know half of these fellas were on the field. And as I said earlier, the only two I noticed was Talakai and Braden Ham. They were the only two.
Yep.
Sharks.
Talakai was running with purpose, but we were just shutting them down, and
Hey, Fano, I'm gonna have to love you guys and leave you guys. I know we don't have a prediction for this one, but maybe we'll jump on. Maybe we'll jump on after the bye if I'm still around, and we can do like a prediction for the Penrith game.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I was going to say, next Monday, because it's the bye this weekend. So next Monday night we'll do a review of the season, eh? So round 1 to 4. Yeah,
let's go.
We'll go round 1 to 4.
We can revisit
all bro. And then round 6 to 14, and just for the peeps in the comments as well. Next Monday night, just a review of the half season. See what
half season review.
What everyone's thinking, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on, Nick. Always good to see you, bro.
So nice to see
you,
bro.
Fano.
Yeah.
Love you, Fano. Have a good one.
Love you too, bro. All right, go get the work.
It's just criminal how young they are and just how dominate these boys have hit. Yeah, bro. Defense, I'm all coming. Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for Styles Smith to get enough experience. I think I think Towers Smith can be like a Tomalolo,
yeah, I like him too. Just seen him get out there, and he slotted straight in, and it's just like, historically in the past especially when we're carrying injuries, if we lose a player, like the momentum, everything, the motivation,
everything slows down, eh?
Yeah, we kind of lose a bit of momentum, and it's like these guys, we've lost one of our key players and a co-captain, and the boys they've gone and done the complete opposite. They've kind of embraced him for we're still gonna fucking come out here.
I just fucking clicked right now. I was like, God damn it, actually, we didn't have Barney or Egan. See, and I'm just like, like our two mainstays, like our two staples. And
heck yeah.
Like we just
but their transition was so smooth. And I can't remember who said it. Oh, Miz, like Smooth Criminals, describing Dimitri and Jacob. That's exactly right, bro. These young fellas, Tahi said it as well. It's like these young fellas are just loving them, eh? Loving what they bring into the team.
I know what you're saying, GT. I think that too. I think when you lose, and I said this earlier in the chat, that when you lose a senior player, either two things are going to happen. Right? Either you're going to fall off the fucking waka, or you're going to just, everyone else is going to have to step up and paddle harder, and that's exactly what they did, and they were just up for it. And I think
Yeah.
And I think the young boys just took that on board, and they were like, man, like we're going hundies. We're not going to let our captain down or our boys down. Like, we've got this, you know, we're solid. We got this.
But
I think
even we'd be having faith in them to do that, you know, to give them the free license. It's
but it's also a point to prove to yourself as a player, I suppose. Just like with any challenge that you have in your life, you want to be able to step up and handle it to the best of your abilities. And I just think they took that challenge on head, you know, and just But they didn't know they weren't trying to be Barney. Like, no, you know, like no one was trying to overplay their hand or be him or be this, you know. It's everyone just go out there, just do you, boo, and have a good game.
That's right.
You know,
that's exactly right. Healy did have a good game. He did, like for the time that he was on, and the interchange between him and Tamaiti. Yeah, I thought Uncle got that balance just right.
I loved it. I loved the interchange. I thought he done so well with the rotation, man.
Yeah.
Because when Aaron Clark and Marita came back on, I was like, oh, damn, like, holy, we still got 20 minutes to go. And you just brought on these two guys, free shares. I'm like, hurry, this is just too good.
It was.
You know?
It was mean as. We gave the boys free reign. The offloads are coming into playing, scoring off them. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What's that next one? The rotation bench was just perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's right, Miss. That's exactly right. Yeah. So I think I might before we wrap it up, because I think that's pretty much a wrap on the Sharks game. They were shit house. We fucking smoked them. But yeah. So next Monday night, because it's the bye this weekend. Next Monday, for those who, if you're keen, if you're not doing anything next Monday night, we'll do a season review, eh? So rounds 1 to 4, because round 5 was the bye, and then round 6 to 14. So the first 13 games of the season. Give us your feedback, and you know what you think. What was your best game besides the weekend gone? Who's your standouts? Who's doing well? Who's not doing so well? Whatever. But that'll be next Monday night. A season halfway through the season review, eh?
Yeah.
We'll see how we're doing. Kind of thing.
Do your homework, everyone, and bring your korero to
yes.
the next Monday night korero. So yeah, everyone do your homework and bring your thoughts, and we'll have a good yarn.
Yeah. Just check it out.
We appreciate you so much.
Oh, you fuck yeah. Tahi, I did say it at the trials. Does this mean Demi was given license to off-road this season? Maybe it might have been just given. Yeah, he got a green light, bro. He definitely got a green light.
Yeah.
And if the offloads are part of the Matrix game, then man, you know the whole. But again, that's Webby putting faith in those boys, you know, and kind of. And I think, and again, I'm always going to lean into the defense, but if Webby's given the boys the assignment in regards to make sure we put some starch in our defense, then the attack stuff's just going to flow on from there. That's how I kind of read the game. So yeah, but I think that's pretty much full time for tonight, eh? So just to the guys in the comments, the guys and the girls, the crew, thanks heaps for jumping on tonight. Yeah, thanks for jumping in, Tans. As always, I fucking love your knowledge of the game, my bro.
I'm gonna go and watch.
Go watch it one more time.
I'll watch that one as well. But I'll watch that one that Nick mentioned. But I'll go and check out the Bulldogs and Eels game. But yeah, to you, Mez, your comment, Mez, yeah, he was awesome, mate. Like that guy just like the amount of runs he took, and his defense was solid, man. So. The future's bright, eh? Like, how blessed are we? We're so freaking lucky, man.
Yes, we are. Mez jumped in again. What's the brass saying? Homework, watch all the games. Thanks, it does. Oh, I know, all good, bro. Monday night therapy. I love it. Monday night therapy. Nice, my bro. Nice. Yeah, that's us. That's full time, eh? So thanks heaps, team. Thanks for jumping on. Yeah, have a good rest of the week. Enjoy the weekend off. Enjoy the bye. Yeah, as always, up the fucking wires, baby. Fucking go the fucking Warriors. Right.